Hi fam, this week we talk about the common issues that we face with our in-laws or in-laws. I hope you resonate with this one and share your experience with us. Don't forget to subscribe.
Hi guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are very glad to be back. My name is Denyuko Mokale.
I am Tokoloho Mokale.
And this is Journey with the Mokale. We thought we should go back to one of our favorite topics that you guys also enjoyed, and just expand on it, or maybe build a series in terms of in-laws versus in-laws. But specifically today, what we want to talk about is really the common, the common issues. The common issues. Yeah, the common issues.
And how to deal with them.
Yes, that we face as young married couples, old married couples. Because I think everybody's got more or less the same issues when it comes to in-laws and in-laws. And we've sort of listed 5 that we thought we will handle today, and we found that from the previous video, these are just the commonalities that we kept on seeing in the comments, in our different engagements with our friends or whatever the case is, and we just wanted to open up the platform for us to discuss. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with unfriendly family members. So we're going to start off with that one. Do you want to kick off or...
Look,
so remember that's the problem there, and then we talk about how to handle it.
So I don't have to talk about the problem.
You could just touch on it a bit. Let's see.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
And because it's important to understand that sometimes, your in-laws might treat you the way or see you the way they see you, because of how they see their daughter or son becoming when they're with you. You might have come into this person's life and they started to have financial problems, for example.
Hey.
You know, you might come into my life and then I start to act in a negative way. Where now, whilst on the other side you are expecting a grand welcoming, but you already have this bag of negative stuff that you come into the family with. And that's me saying you might not always be the victim.
Sure.
Yeah. So maybe when you can talk about how to deal with it.
Wow. Sure, that's a lot, eh? Because I think one of the things that what you're saying and what I'm getting from what you're saying is that when we complain about our in-laws or our in-laws, we might be victim. We might or might not be victim.
True. Yes.
To what is happening.
Absolutely.
Because we have a lot to contribute towards that.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'll talk about my journey or myself is that developing, I think that it is key to understand that when you go into a family that you're starting off something new.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to work immediately. For some it does, for some it doesn't.
Sure.
You know, because and some of it, I think it's really from both sides. It's not something that one had sort of come up with an attitude and then there's no background story. There's always, I've found that there's always a background story.
There is, yes.
Like whether I come in and you what you just mentioned about my brother changed, and immediately because my brother changed, you're associated with that.
Yeah. It might be true, it might not be true.
Or when you arrive, you come off with that I've arrived type of attitude or whatever the case is. But essentially, I think where in terms of dealing with it is really just taking a step back to introspect in terms of the type of relationship that you're wanting out of your in-laws and connecting. Because I think the foundation here is the connection between who's connecting you, whether
Yeah.
it be, like I would say my husband is the primary person that is connecting the two of us.
Yes.
In terms of family and the entities. So we must always remember that we're connecting here because of love.
Yes.
And that be the foundation. And as much as the one might come off as unfriendly, there's always a background story. Take the time to understand where he's coming from. We're all from different backgrounds, we're all from different situations, and there's always a story behind the story in terms of your interaction. Because I think one of the things that we sort of sit with as, I'll say, makoti or me, it's that you are not loved enough. You won't be loved the same as you loved from your own family and things like that. And there's always that, myself, I'm not connected with my mom-in-law, whatever the case is. And it's something that really does happen. But for your own sanity, my take is that you must always just take a step back and just remember why you are there.
Yes, and also it's important to remember that it is my responsibility to sell this brand to my family. You know, so how I pitch you there and how you perform when on the side in impacting me.
Brand.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to explain it in that way because there's going to be a merger here going on. You know, you know what I'm saying? So so yes, it's very important that they get to understand
who I am,
who you are.
Yes,
through me,
and also just always be yourself.
Oh yes, please.
You cannot. Yeah, you
Don't
cannot.
Try here
you can't maintain
something you can't sustain.
Yeah. You must be yourself.
Yeah. So
if you drink the wines, drink your wines.
Yeah, drink it, man.
I feel like you must be yourself. Maybe it's just me. If you drink your wines, drink your wines. If you don't drink your wines, don't drink your wines. You know, don't be coming in doing things that don't represent who you are because you won't be able to maintain it. One of the common ones is also being too involved in your marriage. Your family, in-laws, or whoever, being too involved in your marriage. Let's go to the Bible. What does the Bible say, baby?
The man will leave and cleave. The man will leave his mother and father and will cleave
Hallelujah.
onto their wife or his wife. Yes, so you will leave your families. Both of you are supposed to leave your families.
So why?
And cleave onto one another. And thereby having you, the two of you, and God as the only entities in the marriage.
So why are families involved in their children's marriages, or too involved in their...
Hey, there's a lot of reasons, and I want you to maybe talk about the solution to this. Remember, I said I'm going to play devil's advocate.
I'm going to try come up with solutions.
Yes, some of us men, we study, we work, but to a very large extent, some of us haven't really proven to or shown to our families that we can do life alone. So by the time you and I get married, you know, I people are still not comfortable that this guy can survive alone, and they're looking at you and like, this one is going to be controlling our child.
Hey, Bo, wait. Is that why?
It's a possibility. I'm not saying something that I know as a fact.
It does make sense. But that's why I'm like, is that why you think a lot of families still meddle into...
In other instances, it's a matter of my family outright not trusting you. Because you don't look like somebody who's going to run a family as compared to my mom or my aunt or whatever. So it's really trust issues, because people are looking at the both of you and they're like, these ones, they don't know what they're doing. So let's help them.
Okay.
So it's a possibility.
Okay. I think for me, immediately when you say that, there's a level of setting boundaries that needs to happen.
Absolutely.
Because even if we don't know, or we look like we don't know, we've got God, right? And we need to be trusted by our families, because yes, in the journey of growth and a young marriage, you need to seek counsel.
True.
Right? From your elders. I'm not saying that we have to do it in isolation, or we do it in isolation. There's a level of our parents where we would have we ever gone and sat down with our parent? We've never.
No,
We've
we
only just said Linda Temogoti, right?
Yes.
When it comes to our relationship.
Yeah.
There is a certain place where you go.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why we have never sat with our family, because of this involving too much into the intricacies, because we don't want nobody to choose a side.
True.
We don't want that. We want an objective person to help us where we don't see, where we're needing a second eye. So that's why we would use the Temogoti in the times where we've been needing help.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the boundary is. I think you must get when you set those boundaries, if be it you're having a problem, yes, if there's no other way or form or place to go, yes, maybe elders that are objective, maybe an extended uncle.
No, I think in the simplest,
whatever to help you.
In the simplest of forms, when you have issue with me, you go to my family.
But yeah, not too close though.
When I have issue with you, I go to your dad. What is too close, babe? You don't have to complicate the going to whom. It's me going to your dad.
Okay, hold on.
And you going to my dad or mom.
Do you think your mom will not tell you off if I tell her? No,
she will.
She will tell you.
Which is what you want. Which is what the outcome you would want. I get one Khalimela.
Hey.
Yes, that's what you want. What do you want? You want a court? No. We want things to be dealt with there and there.
That's fine, baby. But other people, it's different. It gets a bit messy when you involve close parties.
I disagree with you right there.
Yes. Tell me.
With that one, I disagree with you, because then you're involving far too many people. Some of which who are not supposed to be.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying far too many people. I'm saying having an objective person to mediate where possible.
Yes.
If be it sometimes when you have your mom or my dad will like let's be frank. Your mom is always on my side, regardless of anything.
Sure.
My dad is always on your side, regardless of anything. Yes. Exactly what I'm saying. No, those people are not objective for anything. That's what I'm saying. In their minds, they want to keep peace. What I'm saying is that we need to have an objective party in terms of anything that we are facing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Okay.
Open to debate.
That's
very open. But what I'm saying, not getting that too involvedness. Those are sort of like the preventative measures that I'm talking about.
Right. In
terms of just keeping the harmony, keeping the peace.
Yeah, but in the best thing to solve the issue of families becoming too involved, is that you as a unit must be a unit.
Yes.
You must be one.
Always be on the same page. And
if you do that, then it's difficult for anybody to come out. So you need to build a defensive wall that is your unity. That can prevent.
If be it in our household, you are cooking and you are cleaning, it must be our business.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because other.
I had to throw it.
It might just be seen as being taboo.
Exactly.
Okay.
What would you see? Next one. Criticism actually links very well to what we just spoke about. Criticism and judgment. Advocate.
With this one, before I go anywhere.
Yeah.
Remember, whether you're doing it right and whether you're doing it wrong, whether you're struggling or you're thriving, you will always be criticized. If you guys are successful.
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 Yes, baby.
And you happen to be living in a double-story mansion, and you've got 5 cars, they'll say you're wasting money. If you are
wasting money,
if you are downsizing, if you are living in a 2-bedroom house, 1 car, in a complex, they say you are stingy. If you take your kids to Saint what, you are you are spoiling your kids. If you're taking them to comprehensive or primary, is stingy. If you
okay, yeah, we get, we get it. That what you're saying is that we all have different perspectives.
Yes,
we all have different ways, and I think as we start now in terms of our journey, the evolution from dating, marriage, now parents, throughout our journey, there are certain things that our parents did not agree with.
Yeah.
In terms of us, and for us, it was very key to always be on the same page, because be it we disagreed, it would get to a place where they would turn us away from each other.
Yeah.
If we didn't always have a united front.
Yes.
In terms of our family.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. In every single thing, we are team members, because we know that what we decide is very different from what they did in their time and what we want for our children and so forth. So we are very, very open to being criticized. And you said something the other day about criticism. I forgot what you were saying.
Oh, I think
you said
it had to do with us being Christians.
Yes.
And being firm in being Christians. Is that especially
saying,
relative to our African beliefs and any other belief
thing
that's outside Christianity, is that by virtue of following Christ, you are opening yourself up for criticism, and it's criticism that you must accept, and if you accept it, then you will live in peace, because you will live with the understanding that this is what Jesus Christ had to endure. It's just I'm receiving my end of the bargain.
And the key there is to always respect other beliefs and respect your parents and respect whatever it is, whether Christian, not Christian, whatever the case is, that you respect that these people played a critical role in raising you. And that level of respect is very, very, very key.
Yeah.
In terms of anything and everything. Communicating your standpoint around what you want for your children, what you want for your marriage, and so forth, because criticism and judgment will always be there. It's just really just making sure that you both are on the same page.
Yeah, that's really what's important.
Yeah, the fourth one, I think it's really my favorite. Overly attached to my spouse, right? It's one of the common things. Kimbe,
I'm listening to you.
So, quick story. When we started dating, right? We would probably, I think there was a moment where you decided to introduce me to your family.
Yes.
Yeah. And the first interaction I saw between him and his sister, I was probably standing next to you, whatever the case, and then she came and she embraced you, and she kissed you. And I was like, oh, Jesus. These people are very, very close. Very, very close. Because right?
10 years later, thingy.
I'm going to say it.
Hey.
I'm saying, when I saw you guys, when I saw you guys, I was like, yo. She's going to be the key. No, when I saw that, I was like, she's going to be the key. Whether you really, I don't know, take me as your wife or whatever the case is. Okay. She's going to be like the biggest approver.
Okay.
Because you are super, super close with her.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, I remember our closeness is deep. It's from a place of,
hurt, pain.
Yeah, and then we
background.
had to become close. Myself, my sister, and my mom. Yes, from experiencing divorce, we had each other. Yeah, and that's why.
And I was as I understood your journey your mom as well as your sister. I feared that. I feared, to my surprise, like, they loved me to death, right? But had it gone the other way, and they're
overly attached.
Because I think when we got married, it was that thing, actually not even married. When we were dating, at a certain point where you were like visiting me a lot, I remember Mama giving me your clothes and say, you'll now iron his clothes. You're here, great. Here you go. You know, she literally handed you over to me while we were dating, and that was like so comforting. And that very person till today doesn't show up unannounced. She only comes if we really need her. Same goes with your sister. Same thing.
Yeah.
That's if be it we need her for anything, we're the one that says, please come visit us, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But it's never a fact, they meddle in our relationship, or they're overly obsessed with you, or whatever they are super obsessed with him only when they see him. But it's that thing that I was like, I had all these fears running in my mind, thinking that I'm gonna deal with a Rakhadi situation, a sister-in-law situation that's gonna drive me insane, and nothing. So, but be it you encounter something like that, how do you then deal with it?
Sheesh. I think the best thing you did is to really understand where everything comes from, because like I said in the intro, the first thing I said was sometimes it might be the way I carry myself, or how dependent I have always been on them. And thereby having a difficulty letting me go, not knowing that you can carry on what they've been doing. Because ideally that's what a mother wants in a wife. Somebody who can do the same things for my son. So I think it's important for one, you to understand their relationship dynamics and see where you fit in. And if you don't fit in, you don't. Then it's not working. You have
but
to.
What happens now?
You have to have a place.
Do you think your relationship with your mom and your sister would be like the way it is, be it we lived in the Val? Do you think? Because there's people that have maybe challenges with maybe
proximity.
Proximity is a problem where we're in the house and mother-in-law, not even I'll die. Not even knocking on the door. Your mom is all like, hey, Sifudi, I need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Bread.
Bread. No, not even bread. like things that she probably could do herself.
Yeah.
But do you think proximity was good for us or not?
It wouldn't have made a difference, but it is good. But
I think
it
so
wouldn't
too.
have,
I don't think Mama would have
it
cared.
wouldn't have made a
Maybe
difference.
we were in zone 14 or
because
whatever.
my
she
brother
wouldn't.
is
Exactly.
and she can take months.
Without-
Even a year, she's taken years before she's
going to her
gone
house.
Zone 17. Yeah,
Exactly.
So
I think
my mom is not
it's
that
not a
guy.
it's really the base of what the foundation that she had laid.
Yeah.
Regardless of.
Hey, it's a tough one, eh?
But other people is different because.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it might be a question of TK needs to tell mom, hey mom, I'm not going to be available for 1, 2, 3 anymore, with the risk of you being the evil one.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
It's a tough one to maneuver. It's really a tough one. I don't
it's the
know
boundaries.
what I would do.
I think it's boundaries.
But
again,
what are those
baby.
boundaries?
Boundaries of it. I can't do that.
Why? You're my child.
No, but baby, no, things have changed. I'm a married man.
Oh, no fast lawyer work.
Yeah, let it be.
Okay.
No, like seriously.
Yeah, but sometimes you.
No, we must be very
It's
firm
tough.
in our boundaries,
It's
guys.
tough, and
it is tough.
Yeah,
I mean, my dad.
But you need to.
Exactly.
You need to set those boundaries, because if you don't set them, nobody will.
Exactly.
And nobody respects boundaries that are not set. So if you don't set them, nobody's gonna.
You teach people how to treat you.
Because
And
they
that's
can
what we've
also
done.
learn to be independent or do
Yes,
things
they
without
can. They can delegate to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to make a reference with my dad. My dad has adopted sons around him that do those things for him in the absence of us being around all the time.
Yeah.
He made a plan because
Sure.
his girls grow up, get their places, blah blah blah. He's survived.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he's got somebody cleaning the house every week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They will be fine.
So, yeah.
As long as we go there and visit them as and when. Okay,
So
then
it's our responsibility to set boundaries for our families to respect in our marriage. It's the only way. It's a tough thing to do, but it has to be done. And the benefits of doing it.
I think it's the same with the last point that we have, respect of privacy. It links well with this one, because whatever the boundaries, keeping things to ourselves, there's a lot of things that we have gone through that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Because we've chosen to take it all to God.
Yeah.
We've chosen to not involve our family, whatever the case is, or anybody except for God. And that's, for us, that's how it has actually worked. It worked well, because we know how to maneuver it. We know this battle is coming. This is the type of season that we are in. This is how we're going to tackle it, and so forth. And maybe somebody else might not even understand it. Yeah. But that's how we have kept each other covered, covering each other, and just sticking to what we've sort of promised each other.
Yeah, and look, there's one of the few points that will always come back to is communication. Is that these things that we talk about now, the only way you can work together around them is if you talk about them. And if you need to create an environment for you to be able to have these conversations where the other won't feel offended or feel like you don't love my family or whatnot. Sure. But, you just need to find the communication formula. Because we all know our weaknesses. And sometimes each of us are here to tell the other of their weaknesses, and that's what we must do. And from those weaknesses, you can see, okay, this is why 1, 2, 3 has been happening. So I would like us to deal with it this way. This is how I feel about your brother always being here every week. I don't have a problem with it, but I love him. He's great, but sometimes I'd like a weekend to be just us, and you take it from there. And, we need to be mature about these conversations. It's the only way we can live in harmony. Otherwise,
and if we don't communicate, things go out of things go pear-shaped if we don't communicate. Communication is key.
True.
Amongst all of the points that we've sort of mentioned. So I think we're going to stop it there for today. And thank you guys for watching and for being here every time we come through.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks. Please comment, share,
Yeah.
like, subscribe.
Why are you pointing?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, guys.